Spider-Man: Brand New Day is out in theaters. This is the fourth Spider-Man movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who made Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and 2 episodes of Wonder Man. This stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, Mark Ruffalo, John Bernthal, Jacob Batalon, Sadie Sink, Florence Pugh, Lisa Colón-Zayas, Trammell Tillman, Marisa Tomei, and Michael Mando. Story follows from Spider-Man No Way Home. Everyone has forgotten that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, including his best friends Ned and MJ. Heartbroken, Peters has spent the last few years living alone, mostly under the mask, fighting crime in New York. One day, a new threat emerges. Someone is seemingly mind-controlling random people to get something secret from the facilities of the Department for Damage Control. Peter seems to be the only person immune to all of this, and he also seems to be able to sense the mysterious presence, perhaps as a result of his progressing spider mutations, which leads to him trying to figure out how to control his powers, who to become, how to protect the people he cares about, and how to stop the mysterious villain. So I gotta say, after the trailers, I was really worried about what shape this movie was going to be in, because it seemed to want to be juggling multiple different villains, multiple different comic book storylines, and also suggested it would try to bring back MJ and Ned despite giving them a heartfelt send-off in the last film. And I have to say, all of my worries were quickly alleviated as this turned out to be a fantastic movie. Yes, it does juggle a lot, but it does so in a way that always feels natural, organic, and smooth. I think it's the best Marvel movie in a very good while, and I think it all comes down to two things that other recent ones generally failed to do. One, it really feels like a movie taking place in the wider Marvel universe. We have a number of different characters from other properties showing up, but crucially, they all make sense to be here. It doesn't feel shoehorned. Like Bruce Banner shows up because there's a very specific story reason why Peter would reach out to him. The Punisher shows up, it makes sense why he would be there. There is a reason for every person and scene. And as a result, it all feels real and lived in as a world. The movie does a lot with the dynamic between Spider-Man and the Punisher, which feels excellent thanks to the impeccable chemistry between Tom Holland and John Bernthal. And it also sets up some really important stuff for the future of the universe. Again, all the while making this feel like part of this one contained, completed story. Secondly, though, even putting all the shared universe and cameos and things aside, this is just a great script. It's strong thematically. It's a movie about something. It's about struggle with loneliness and how different people accept it or get consumed by it or attempt to break out of it. It's about not giving up on others, about accepting the love of others and knowing you're never truly fully alone, which is a great message to have. The character arcs are all wonderful. Again, it all just flows really naturally together. Nothing feels forced or unnecessary, which, considering it's a 2-hour, 25-minute film, is certainly an achievement. I love that Tom Holland spends so much time in the costume. This truly is a Spider-Man movie first and foremost, much more so than any of the others before. We finally also have a Spider-Man film set so firmly in New York. The city feels like a character in and of itself and is so full of life and people. I like the way the MJ stuff was handled. It makes you think it's going to be a cheap and quick reversal, but then goes a much more mature route, which reminded me of the Quill Gamora dynamic from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think the humor is fantastic, the action looks great, the cinematography has so much color, and the filmmakers deliberately recreated so many iconic comic book covers and panels. Performance-wise, nothing to complain about. Everyone is great in their roles. I was very impressed with how much Tom Holland has grown into the role and how he feels now like a different Peter than before, one that has been experienced, that has seen and been through a lot more and has that kind of inner sadness, but also an inner balance that he manages to find. Sadie Sink is fantastic. I think we could all see her being such a standout on Stranger Things, and I think this movie confirms that she has a very bright future ahead of her. Loved Bernthal, Batalon, Mando, Tillman, all of them are great. Zendaya is fine as well. Overall, this was just a lot of fun. A great comic book movie and a great movie, straight up. Heartfelt, entertaining, thematically strong, beautiful to look at. MCU seems to be back in its strongest form.